and welcome back to another episode of the Familyhood Podcast, where, again, it's just a bunch of childhood friends who get together and talk about anything and everything under the sun. So, welcome everybody. This is our 5th episode, and we are super happy to tell you that today we have some special guests. So, as usual, you have me, your host, Luigi. You have Nico, and introducing first on my left, I think, we have Noel de la Paz. Noel, what's up, man? Can you give us a little detail about yourself?
Hey guys, yep, Noel here. Thanks, Luge. Regarding this topic, I guess I have to say I'm just one of the friends, I guess, of the Familyhood gang here, dating Carly.
Boyfriend, basically.
Yeah.
Noel's
But
basically the boyfriend of Carly. This
Fuck you.
Carly mentioned in the second.
just want to get that out of the way. The first thing.
First thing. So where are you currently now, Noel?
So currently I am living in Australia, in Adelaide, and I've been here for about 2.5 years now, and then came here to study cooking.
All right. So throughout this episode, what do you want us to call you as? Should it be Noel or Wet? Do you want Wet? Because we know Wet is like.
Do I have to pick, or you can call me anything?
You respond to anything. All right.
Yeah.
Background, Noel, and our second guest, it's Jay Gray. Jay, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? JJ from Bacolod. And, what do you want to know about me? I'm just currently based in Bacolod, doing some staff project, occupying my time during this COVID. And I don't know. What do you want to know?
What do you do now, Jay?
Well, I formerly worked as a cook. Now I opened Cucinata, a restaurant in Don Salvador, Benedicto. It's a family-owned business. My mom's helping me. I'm not the only one doing the hard work. And I would say it's a collaborative effort between my fam and everyone who's involved.
Dude, sounds great. Sounds great. And for all the listeners out there, I bet you're wondering, well, Noel is studying culinary. Jay is in culinary. I know you guys know that. During our introductions, Nico is also currently studying culinary and restaurant management in Australia as well. And that's because for today's topic, we want to talk about food in general, what you love about food. And, well, the first question that I want to pose to you guys, since you guys know your stuff, basically. I love to cook, but I know you guys know how to cook, right? You guys really know how to cook. So I want to ask you guys, what is food to you? Like, how has it impacted your life, basically? So if anyone wants to start, you guys can go ahead.
I'll start. I say food has been a great goal in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like without culinary arts, I would be lost in my life. And I love cooking. It made me close to a lot of people abroad, people in my hometown. Of course, the most important thing is it made me closer to my mom because my mom loves to cook. So I would say cooking saved my life. That's about it.
Straight up.
Well, for me, food, I guess, was that thing that you kind of had it the whole time in your life growing up. And then I only realized late that I was kind of really into food when I was in Manila. And then the food there was different. And then there was a moment when I was really proud of where I'm from, which is Bacolod, because, well, personally, I think that it's one of the best places to eat in the Philippines.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I've tried food, and I mean, I'm pretty sure that's biased.
Yeah.
It depends on my taste and everything, but you kind of realize that that's how big of a deal food was for me. And then they said, why not go for it? There was a time in college I had no idea what I was going to do, studied something which I liked, but that was the time when I realized I really liked food, and then I went go for it.
What was your course in college, Wet? Because we both were here in Manila, right? I'd always visit you guys up there in DLSU. You know, I've been to Taft. I've gone, food tripping with you guys. I've gotten food tripping
Yeah.
in Manila, but I didn't even know that like back then you were into food because it never like dawned on me like, oh yeah, Noel's a foodie kind of guy. Like, what was your course back in college?
Back in college, I studied interdisciplinary business studies. So,
Damn.
see, I didn't know exactly what I wanted,
Yeah.
but I just took that course because it's got broad, I guess. And then I said that if I'm not really into business, I learn things anyway. Like what I learned there, I still apply to whatever I want to do in the end. And then midway through college, that's when I realized that I really like food. So I think I should go for it. Didn't know the direction where I wanted to go, but this seems like a pretty good direction. So go for it.
Was there ever just a particular moment, like let's say one day you were cooking up pasta and then suddenly you were like, oh my god, you know what? I gotta cook for a living.
No, no, actually, no. Like, it's not like a cooking moment, but I kind of remember it exactly when I thought about it. I was just in the car, in the back seat, while it was like traveling in Manila, traffic, and everything. I just kind of got thinking. I was with my parents, and then I just realized like I really like food. I'm not cooking it even, not just eating it as well, but like everything about it. I really like it. So, and then I told them, I think I should go for culinary. And then yeah, that's it. Like not even cooking or anything, not even eating, just in the car thinking about it.
Damn, interesting. What about you, Jay? How did you get into the whole cooking scene?
I guess when I finished my psychology, I graduated from that. I was bored in waiting for my diploma, so I took a Tesla cookery course in Talisay. Talisay is a city next to my hometown, Bacolod, and I asked myself, what should I do while waiting for my diploma? So I took this cooking course, and then I guess I did that for 40 days. That's pretty quick in terms of, most culinary schools because it's basically more of a certification where you could use your certification abroad. I just wanted it because I was bored. And then after that, I had an internship at this restaurant in Tagaytay. I really got the feel for cooking there because growing up, I never really liked to cook, which is kind of weird because
Same here. Growing
it
up,
was
never even
there. Yeah, because we're always so accustomed to having maids at home, and it's the good life. Living here, growing up, it's not that hard. I mean, you just eat and you satisfy yourself. Anyways, going back to where I worked before, I really got the feel for food when I started my OJT at this restaurant. That was really fast paced and fine dining, and having no interest in it before and just doing it for OJT as a requirement really opened my eyes to the structure that I kind of lacked in my life. But through that, the system in the kitchen, it's very French, very organized, and very tight. And yeah, it brought structure to my life where it grew on me. I like Noel. I didn't like it at first because I did it. I graduated psych. I used psych as more of a platform for me to understand people. But yeah, it made me a more balanced guy in terms of how I put myself in situations in like the food at work. I did that for almost a year working, and then now I'm back at Bacolod, thankfully, and I opened a restaurant, and it's Cucinata in Don Salvador.
Yeah, and I actually haven't tried cucinata, right? But I have heard of it.
Carly's dad and Carly's brother went there multiple times. Na.
Yeah, exactly. And
You know what?
even my
Oh,
parents, they love it there, and they actually really
Nice.
like the advocacy, basically that you had behind it. What I wanna know more about cucinata because I think that's a very interesting topic right now. Give us a little bit more about how the structure, basically, of
Oh, so
cooking.
yeah, the structure. Where I work, it was more of a French American type of restaurant. So chefs there were pretty old fashioned, and they were, the stereotypical shout at your face kind of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It sucks. It really sucks. I had a taste of that, and it just made my skin a little bit thicker, because once you get accustomed to that type of pressure, in a weird way, you function better because you're more alert, more, you don't want to get you want to make you don't want to fuck up in short.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want to fuck up, bro, because with pressure builds diamonds as well. So
Yeah, dude.
I understand that. If you know, bro, I done did my research about Cosinata, so Don Salvador, right?
Yeah, it was a rest house before, but it was only last year that we decided to open up a restaurant. And the advocacy behind that, because if I want to connect this back to my psych life, my thesis was about the indigenous tribe of Don Salvador, which is the Ata tribe, and it was more about learning from them. And what I learned
Mm.
from them was they had a very low self-esteem. They were accustomed to racism, not racism, discrimination rather, for being dark skinned and curly hair or kulot. So generally, I learned that they had a very low self esteem, and from that, my parents got involved. They like the idea of helping them. So coming from a kitchen background and having knowing the Ata tribe, I thought, how can I help them in a way where every Christmas we do gift giving programs for them, projects, but I thought it was not sustainable because they would think, or they would rely on you to for gifts, and it was not
Right.
necessarily helping them because they were lazy. They had no drive to work.
Sorry, I
They
don't
had
mean to
no.
cut you off, but like,
I was just a loss for
from
words.
my understanding, you started that business because you wanted to help out the locals from
Yeah,
DSP and
exactly,
give them an
exactly.
opportunity, right?
Yeah, exactly. Their potential is really, here, and they're really willing to learn. It's kind of strange sometimes because they're so fast in learning new things. Like
Mm.
just one demo for them and automatic, it's fluid for them.
Respect, bro.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
That's
It took
one
a
thing
while
that I
to set it up.
yeah, that's one thing that I respect. I want people to know that Cusinata is not just a restaurant, but it's
Exactly,
also
man.
like an opportunity for people to learn and grow. I respect that a lot because bro, like some people, from coming from that place, that crab mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. Bacolod. I am
Yeah,
To give
and you
context
want
to
to
that,
few.
like the
Yeah,
culture in Bacolod is kind of like that, the crab mentality.
thank
They
you,
some people don't like
thank
to see
you.
you excel, but just dropping truth on that because it's a small place, and it's kind of weird when some people just don't get it. They are the opposite of what you're trying to do. They're trying to fault find you. You know, they're gonna say things about using the tribe, but
Has there ever been any backlash, Jay,
oh,
for
definitely, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't focus on that too much because deep down I know what's our purpose and our motivations for what we do. And some people might say like they're just using it as an attraction, and I hate that.
Mm.
They're people. They're just deprived of opportunity growing up because I had this one staff, an ATA staff, and she was grade 2. Her teacher put chalk on her forehead to tell her that I can't see you in class. And after that, she never went back to school, and now she's 26 years old. So, 'di ba? I mean,
And you gave her that opportunity, and I'm sure
yeah,
she's grateful for that, bro.
and despite that, she she wanted to learn, so she studied on her own, and she's actually pretty smart. And in school, you there's a lot of tests, you get graded and anything, but sometimes it's not reflected in her intelligence. She's intelligent, she can do tasks, and what if she can't speak good English, but she's smart enough to do
yeah,
whatever
exactly. I
is
mean, it's
important.
not
He's a mom now.
linguistics of it all.
Yeah, exactly, man. Anyways,
I think a lot of people, that's a big misconception when it comes to intelligence. It's like, oh, are you able to speak in formal sentences? You're able to speak in English or different languages. Everybody thinks that, oh yeah, that's a kind of intelligence. I mean, yeah, sure it is, but that's why we have multiple intelligences, right?
exactly,
Like,
exactly.
so I like how that basically became your motivation to putting up this restaurant. And I know that you had that restaurant experience, but was that ever the goal for you to like put up a restaurant, or did it just?
No.
It was just
Cucinata started out with my mom and a chef from this hotel in Bacolod. And when I arrived, it was set up before, like they would say 20 or like 30 people is a lot. But when we continued to operate, we reached the record of probably 270 in a day, and
Nice.
that's
wow.
like a really big improvement after just this year. And we are hoping to break our records, but sometimes we have a relatively small kitchen, and we can't sometimes adjust to the massive flow of people. But we manage and we get through the weekend, and because we're open only Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For me personally, I really like the work-life balance of having a
Mm.
lot of days off and just being a weekend warrior, because sometimes people would say like, I mean, it's a lot of days off, but
No, I don't think
a
that
lot
is.
of progressive countries have work-life balance, right? So I'm just
Mm.
here I just happen to be in the Philippines.
That's true. Very old fashioned. And I wanna go around the room because you guys have already had like that kitchen knowledge or experience. How was that for all of you guys? Because I really want to know how it's like in the kitchen. Because okay, Jay, like what you explained earlier, you were more into how you were brought up in a French cuisine restaurant,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
May I know what the name of that restaurant is?
The restaurant is Antonio's, and there's fine dining, breakfast, and
Fine
balay
dining.
doko.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so I work
The
in
best
fine
in the
dining, and
Philippines.
but I work more in breakfast. It's
Uh,
easier actually in fine dining because you know how many people you serve as compared to breakfast where it's a la carte and people just walk in and fuck. It's it's waves of people sometimes, and you're put into the fire of being a line
Yeah.
cook, and
oh,
it's intense. Me and Noel actually met in
Oh
Tagaytay one time,
shit.
and
Then
I
this is
was like,
exactly what we were talking about then.
yeah,
Right?
as in.
Like
And I'm so grateful to be home. But
What?
I don't regret a thing about it, you know. I stopped working there, but I'm just happy to have this opportunity to be home. What else do I have to share about working in that kitchen? Well, probably you get you get bombarded by orders on probably the weekends, and it's not a joke. It's fast paced. It's wow. It's emotional. It gets hot, not in the environment as well, and in your head, and tempers rise literally from a personal standpoint and an environmental standpoint where you work.
damn, crazy. Is that the same experiences you guys had, like Nick and Wet? Is that similar?
actually, like I remember this moment Jay was talking about when we met in Tagaytay. I'm no expert, of course, and like I've only been doing it for like I don't know, like 2 years. So I know that a lot of people started way younger and everything, but for me, it's like the hardest thing I've done or am doing. Like
Oh, for sure.
it's so
It's
intense.
hard fucking
It's
work.
it's hard work.
Jesus
Like
Christ.
it's a no shortcuts kind of place. If you don't do the work, you don't get anything. You're nothing. So
Yeah,
it's like
like, it's in the details, right? Because
yeah,
of when you fuck up measurements, you fuck up like everything. Like that's the thing people don't get about food, I guess. Like unless you're definitely in the cooking business. So like right now, where like what's your experiences like?
I started working in the kitchen when I got here. I started as a dishwasher. That's all I did. That's the first job I got here, and then they trained me. They kind of trained me on what to do, and then I studied as well. So started as a dish at like an Asian style pub. For a pub, it's like basically a bar. So like they serve bar food, but an Asian fusion, I guess, what they call it here. After that, I worked as a line cook at
Mm.
a proper restaurant now, not just like the pub like I mentioned before. I got trained by those two guys that basically taught me how to do the kitchen, how to work in the kitchen, and everything. But all this COVID thing happened, so
Mm.
restaurants over here they
Yeah.
for a time, and then now they're slowly coming back for us. But it's been a big problem for the industry, the whole industry, all over the world.
For sure.
Yeah,
But people have been capitalizing on it per se because I've seen a boom in like a lot of online food selling,
yeah.
right? I
I
have a
guess
bunch of
that's
friends who
they're
do that.
adapting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so is that something that you're willing to pursue right now?
not yet. No, the kitchens are starting to open again. I'd much prefer to just learn for now. I want to absorb as much as I can from other people for now in this industry. Like what I said, like being in the kitchen is like really hard. So I guess I'm not 100% sure yet. I don't think I can do it for like until I'm like really old. So for now, I just want to absorb everything.
What about you, Nick? What's your experience been like working in the kitchen?
Well, like everybody else, I was a line cook. I did my OJT in Hawaii. So with that being a tourist spot, I think, yeah, you need to have thick skin in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like head chef and sous chef are gonna shout at you. And I remember like crying. I remember crying while cooking. People just think like, oh, this guy's cook. He just cooks. Kitchen life. I'm gonna be real here with you. There's a lot of drugs
Yeah, true.
involved in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? And I've
Yeah.
been down that road. Yeah, I was under the influence. I'm not gonna lie. It made my performance good, but for the long term, you know what I'm saying?
True.
Like it's hard, bro.
Sometimes
Imagine.
it's let me just go into
Hey,
that
go
like a little
ahead.
bit because the hardness of the job sometimes it breaks you. If you do something like that, not saying that I did, but I had people who I worked with did some drugs under the influence, you know. To be honest, they were really fast and really good at what they did after that.
It's
Like
performance enhancer, basically performance
True.
enhancing.
Yeah,
True.
performance enhancing, bro, and it
Exactly. And you're doing it for the right reasons, you know. I mean, sometimes people do that shit and there's a negative connotation to it, but I've known like not even cooks but drivers, man, who do performance enhancing drugs and they just do it to work,
Yeah,
and it's a wholesome reason for me, you know.
it's a
um
coping mechanism, basically. Yeah, because
exactly,
coping
exactly.
mechanism,
the
bro.
blood boils
Uh,
up until here
Mhm.
before like
I
shit.
don't judge them, they're normal people, they're good people actually.
we're just trying to get by, bro. And imagine working like during Christmas, and
Oh
then
shit.
you see all these families, all these people gathering with their families, and then you're just there working. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
Ah,
Like
wow.
you're working during Christmas, and then you see all these families like we're just having a good time, and you're out there, you just cooking, and then you get some shit like, bro, I said burger without tomatoes. I'm like, God damn, fuck
Have you guys
you.
ever gotten like flack for anything? Like, what was the worst experience you guys had from like a
Oh,
customer complaint?
not a customer complaint, but the fucking owner complaint. uh, epic, actually. That was actually the first time I got shouted at legitimately was when I was making this banana split, and
Mm.
I was fuck. Like, I'm just regressing to that part of my life where it really opened my eyes. So I was making this banana split, and the ice cream was the temperature of the freezer was not, you know, up to the appropriate temperature for ice cream. And it was the fucking rush of, I think it was Valentine's Day.
Oh man.
Valentine's fucking day, I was making this banana split, and I got the ice cream. And when I touched the ice cream, it was like soft serve, you know. And in banana split, if you want ice cream, you know, you want not semi melted ice cream. So
I guess legit.
me, yeah, because there are times, you know, where in the rush of things, I'm not that experienced, you know. I am a person of who can make a lot of mistakes. I'm not an expert at this. I'm still learning today. And that was the part where I was a rookie, you know. I served it, and the banana split went back to the kitchen, but the person holding it was the owner, and that's when I fucked up. He gave it to me, but he didn't say a word, and then goes out, and the fucking executive chef goes to me and verbally demolishes me, and the rest is too graphic.
For a
How
banana.
about
So
you,
yeah,
Wet? How about
yeah.
you, Wet?
uh,
Imagine that. Man.
Probably the worst I've had was like I was working for this a restaurant. It was new because like I started working there. They weren't even open yet, so I was like one of the first ones there. Over here, it's like a chicken shop. It's like basically roast chicken or like
Mm.
but they made it fancy though. Like they made it a restaurant where you sit down, you get served drinks. So this restaurant is owned by like a pretty wealthy guy, I guess, in the city, because like he owns a lot of different restaurants and like some award-winning restaurants and all that. So he's like he knows his shit.
Yeah.
He knows his shit. So over there, it's just like the first day where people actually come in. So I was in the fryer. It was so busy. Like it's your first day, basically in your section and everything. I served him raw chicken
Oh,
fucking hell.
nuggets, I
Salmonella.
guess, or something.
Yeah, that's
Not
how.
nuggets, but like deep fried
Mm.
chicken.
Mm.
I served it to them to their table, and then I didn't even know it was going to them. I just put it up, and then and then it came back, and like the head chef over there, I couldn't explain how what I heard, but let's just say it
It
was
was
pretty,
Yeah,
some pretty bad shit. It was
Yeah.
some pretty
yeah.
bad stuff, man.
We understand.
We understand.
I get you.
and then
Oh,
I
and
feel
I have
ya.
to say that
yeah.
But
you get that a lot, like all of that screaming and everything. Sometimes kind of feels it doesn't make sense that how intense it is, though. I have to
yeah,
say, for me, what
Yeah.
I feel, all that intensity that they portray on TV or in the movies, how intense it is, they make it like cool. But I think it's kind of
Uh, it's
it's
for the TV.
unnecessary. It's unnecessary as well. Like
So-
The
but
show.
it's accurate. Like for example, Hell's
Yeah.
Kitchen. So it's basically that. So you guys can agree that it's
Yeah, yeah. It
It's very accurate.
it gets hot in a lot of
even
aspects
worse
in
than
the
what you
kitchen.
see.
Yeah, yeah. For me, like the dumbest thing that I've ever heard. Disclaimer, bro. I have no problem with Indians. All right, I want to say I have no problem. But if you point to a fucking spare rib and ask me if it's vegetarian, motherfucker
Wait.
point at me, motherfucker point at like the spare ribs and ask me, is this vegetarian? What do you think? What do you think this is?
man. I mean, they come up with some crazy stuff right now. I mean, I know there are like cauliflower steaks now,
Oh,
or
last time I ate vegetarian Korean fried chicken, and what?
What?
I know. I gave it a try. It's not bad.
KFC came up with like a vegan thing, right? Like it's not chicken, but it tastes like chicken, something like that.
Not
I mean,
bad.
it's a craze. It's a craze. I know it is. Everybody's wanting to be a little more healthy. Of course, you know, I could understand everyone wants to be a little healthier, but to try and substitute meat. Oh, sorry for everyone out there who's like a vegan or something, but man, you just can't substitute meat. That's exactly why people make meat flavored vegetables because they're right. They're trying to give you the pleasure of meat. But you can't, man. You can't.
Yeah, I would just eat the vegetable, not if
Yeah.
you wanted the vegetable.
exactly. Exactly. You want to be healthy? Go eat a fucking vegetable, man.
Yeah, can I throw a question?
Tell us.
I'll throw
No,
a question out there.
exactly like adobo, but no, this is cauliflower. don't do that, man. Just
Let me throw a question out there. So let me start with Noel.
Yeah.
What's your favorite cuisine to cook? Like, let's say you made a restaurant. What's
Oh,
your favorite cook?
easy.
What is your menu? Walk me through your menu idea.
Easy.
Action
Filipino
Bronson.
Action bronze. Action.
run.
Okay.
Right, right.
Okay. All right.
Right, right.
that. It's gonna be Filipino food for sure. Not just Filipino food, but I guess also food. Basically, like I grew up with. So I want to say Bacolod food because I think personally
Hmm.
the Philippines should be on the map for one of the best places to go for food, and I think it's not out there enough. So like what I want is Filipino food that the whole world. I want to find that Filipino version of ramen or banh mi. Something
Thank
that
you.
puts the Philippines on the map for food.
Thank you.
Like it's I don't want a I don't want a fancy restaurant or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not into fancy food. I don't think food should be something you can't afford. So what I'm looking for is the street food or what we eat every day. Isaw,
Yeah.
sisig,
Yeah. Comfort food.
comfort food, what we like. So I think it should be out there more. And I think it's just about time that the whole world knows
It's
Filipino
about
food.
time. It's about time.
It's
I
about
love that.
time.
I love
Let's
that.
get it.
Let's
Jay?
get it. Let's get it.
Like
That's
like
what we're
what
trying.
Like what Jay's doing at Cucinara. He's promoting local produce, right?
It's
Yeah.
amazing,
Buy
bro.
local. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, man. And
Like
it's very convenient. For sure, I like local, but at the same time, it helps the whole system work.
yeah.
Why would I go to that place where I could just get it here? And
Yeah.
it's way better because it's from the mountains. It's fresh.
That's too fresh.
Jay,
Fresh produce. Fresh
Jay,
Deserve.
talk me through your thought process. I'm gonna throw out some menu from your restaurant. I want to go inside your head and pick your
Hey,
head.
let's do it. All right.
All right,
Ask your question.
pineapple pork adobo. What's good?
Pineapple pork adobo.
Yeah.
Well, in Don Salvador, it's known to be abundant in pineapples. So why not make a pineapple pork adobo, That's the basic logic from why I decided that. I just learned from other cooks because I mean all of us have grown up eating adobo, but
Mm,
adobo is such general type of technique. There's
Yeah. Adobado,
possibly 100 types of adobos. This is just
yeah.
according to the place and what's abundant and what's fresh. And I guess that's the idea behind Cucinata. I like using fresh and local ingredients and showcasing them to its full potential where you get a bang for your buck and it's quality. I mean, it's good. You can eat it and it helps a lot of people in the process.
did
Some people
you
don't know that.
did you personally curate your menu at Cucinata, J?
No. My mom, like I said, I never liked food. I never enjoyed like cooking growing up. So I was exposed to my mom's a good cook, to my titas, my yayas before or the maid, and I just went back to them. I asked them and I asked for help from them, and they were more than happy to support me, and I could just put my spin on it and like I said, Cucinata is a collaborative effort. Sometimes a lot of heads go
Mm.
think about this one thing in front of you. And it makes me really happy because we started as a family, and I like to keep it that way and how we think behind our food.
Love that.
Thanks,
I
bro.
like that. I
How
like
about
that,
you,
bro.
Nick? Well, we know basically now Noel and Jay, you guys really wanna put Filipino food on the map because that's what's important to
Yeah,
you. Nick,
but on
what's your go-to cuisine? What would you want to cook for the world?
I want to cook for the world. Like, knowing me as a person, I want to cook for people that knows how to have a good time. So I want to cook for people that's drunk, people with a
Yeah.
hangover,
Yeah.
and
People
people
smoking weed. Wait, hold on.
exactly. So
People drinking, that's it's
exact
happy time food, right?
happy
Yeah.
time food, greasy food, hangover food, the day after tomorrow food. That's why I got this cookbook and I'm a flex right now.
They
No, I'm saying
Oh, yeah.
the
Oh,
munchies.
munchies.
You got the
So
munchies.
Yeah.
all
I
I'm
respect
saying
that.
is, if you want hangover food, if you drunk, if you had a blunt like earlier, you know, and it's like,
Yeah.
God damn, I want to eat something. Where should we eat? Bro, this Filipino guy got a restaurant. I'm like, yeah, you know what's good, you know what's good. So I'm like, what's that?
It's gonna be
Burgers,
is it gonna be
ribs.
greasy Filipino food, greasy
Bro,
American food, or just any type of fried food?
make no mistake. Make no mistake. I never forget my roots. There will be sisig. There will be lechon kawali in that motherfucker, and there will be what's that thing that's like lechon kawali, but not really crispy pata, bro. There is
Bagnet.
the crispy
Bagnet.
pata.
Yeah.
Crispy pata, bro. There
Akasipata.
will,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Or explain to people what crispy pata is, Nick.
It's crispy and it's pata, bro. I'm too drunk for this shit.
I'm pork knuckles,
deep fried.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, pork
with
knuckles.
this amazing soy sauce with onions and chilies and vinegar.
Oh,
Oh my
Mm.
god, crispy pata.
Yeah.
it's gonna be made
When you think
with
about it, like
love.
you remember so much memories, like
Oh
with
my
beer.
god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
When
And
that
I'm gonna have like a craft beer, you know. I'm gonna have like a craft beer. I'm gonna have like 4 craft beers. I'm gonna have like 2 international beers for the night. But I'm gonna have like a staple. And the staple is gonna be Pilsen and San Miguel Light. Because I never forget my roots. You understand what I'm saying?
basically you wanna be a pub master, right? Like it's gonna be kind of like a pub.
Exact sports bar. You know what I'm
Sports bar.
saying?
Sports bar. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's the dream, bro. Everybody's chasing the dream. That's my dream.
Yeah.
So
For real, man.
so for
Truth.
everyone so for everyone who's here, you're sure that you guys wanna put up your own restaurants, right? Or is it
I mean,
like
Jay already did.
Jay,
Yeah. I mean,
They already did, bro. They already did.
but
say
like
you
after this COVID, I really want to still go out. I want to like go to Australia, bro, and work there. And what's the food scene there? Because I mean, I'm still young.
Yeah.
I'm still young, and I want to like work abroad. Get some years, and then come back to Cusinata and apply what I've learned. Because like I'm still young. I mean, I haven't. I only worked for a year and 6 months, and that's what.
Mm.
Diba?
in
I
the
I call
culinary
myself a chef, but I don't think of. I never thought
Ah,
of myself as a chef. It's
never stop
in the
learning. Never
culinary
stop
word.
learning.
It's like a super high position. And sometimes people would think it. You could get pretentious about it and be quite a dick. Be quite of a dick about it, and that's the toxic side, I guess. Like the superficial type of being a chef. You call yourself a chef, but you don't know shit, and I don't
Mm.
know how to explain it, but I guess you guys get the idea of it. Don't
Yeah,
be
I mean,
pretentious.
like I said, I just thought about going for cooking like
Yeah.
just a few years ago. Like I'm no expert. Like I'm just
Yeah, we're like in our 20s, right?
I'm just like
Mm.
someone that really likes food. That's it.
for someone
Exactly, bro.
who hasn't had any experience in the industry. How long does it usually take for someone to come up from a line cook to
Years,
like a
years,
Years.
years, tears. You gotta
I
have
can't
years. You gotta
even
have thick
tell you to be
skin.
sure because I'm only at the bottom. Like I'm
Yeah.
pretty low. I'm pretty low. Like there's a lot for me to learn. Like
Well, if I ask my head chefs, it's probably at least 10 years, at least, to like be at a structured high position in a French kitchen. They have a lot of years on them, at least 10 years.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah,
Years,
they're
bro. It's
badass.
like it's like medicine. Like you work your way up, and there's so much
True,
to
true.
learn. Um, one restaurant might do it this way, and then
Hmm.
another restaurant might do it this way. That's why the ideal thing is like you work in a restaurant for 6 months, and then you
You
change,
hop to another, yeah,
hop
exactly.
to an exactly, yeah, and then you
You
just learn and
learn
never stop
faster that
learning.
way.
yeah,
Because I like what Nico said about it being like the medical field. Like it takes a really long time to actually
Mm,
get and master something because
My
I think
God,
you guys
yeah.
know, for example, like sushi masters, right? It takes them
yeah,
like just like 10 years to
decades,
master how to
decades.
make the rice, right? It takes a
Mm,
decade to master the rice, another 10 to master the cutting of fish, all of that. I like how Japan puts it because it's like an art form that you really need to
true,
master,
true.
or you could take up a knife and legit serve it to a lot of people. But I like how you put it, Nick, that it's a medical field. Do you think that it should be close, if not equivalent, to like the medical field in terms of how people look at the industry?
If you put it that way, there's a lot of people that is allergic to a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So say I'm allergic to this, I'm allergic to that, and at the same time, you don't want to, as a cook, you don't want to fuck up and like you say this guy's allergic to peanuts. You don't want to fuck up and like give that guy peanuts or something, especially during the rush of you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I guess I would add to that, like, yeah, in medicine, you invest a lot of time in it, and like any skill, I guess, in this case, be cooking. If you invest a lot of time in it, and you actually get good at it, and you could even be better than a doctor, in terms of what's the context, working or like working for yourself or owning your business or having a monthly salary or something like that. I mean, in a caliber of just having a job, I think it's up there. Being in like I had an executive chef could be like an experienced doctor,
Yeah.
mm,
So
precision.
if we're staying on that topic, because in the medical field there are a lot of specializations. What would be
Mm.
your guys' specialization, basically, aside from let's say Filipino food? Because I know Wet and Jay, you really wanna. Um,
Specialization. I would say like in this context, I like being the line cook. I like the fire. I like the pressure, and I excel there. Like there are parts of the kitchen where there's the line cook, there's the expediter, there's the person who shouts the orders, and when you're in the flow state of cooking, taking orders, it just comes and comes, and you're somehow overwhelmed, but you do it with perfection and with such finesse, and
accuracy.
it becomes really nice. Actually, you like the
Yeah,
pressure, you enjoy it, and that probably hooked me because I love the challenge. I like before I did OGT and Psych, I was in the office and I was like, fuck this shit. I was like, what is this? Diba? I
Right?
mean, I was in the guidance office before. It was an office type of job. And when I went into cooking, it was like, wow, the challenge is here. I mean, the thrill. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I like the pressure. I like the color of it, the intensity. Yeah, so that being
I
the line cook
respect
is
that.
my specialty, I guess.
I guess I can't really say like I have a specialty because like I don't think I'm good at I'm that good yet to have like to have like a
This
specialty.
motherfucker humble.
No, for real. But I guess what I would want to be good at, well, first I want to master like what Jay said, like being in the line cook, like being on the line. Basically, just I want to master like handling all the pressure. Doesn't matter what I'm
Yeah.
doing, but like being calm there. Because like sometimes
Mm.
I can explain it. When I get in the kitchen, I feel stupid. Like
Yeah.
yeah, like you feel
Get,
like
I get it.
like
Super get it. Good.
you do something so easy, but then it just doesn't work. Like how is it working? Like you feel so.
I feel yeah.
I want to be a master there. That's what I want to do. To like to like be. I
It's
guess,
fun.
and it's the only thing that you can only gain by practicing and by doing it,
True.
actually doing it.
Putting in the time for
Yeah,
sure.
putting it the time.
Nick, what about you, man?
Not much, bro. Like I just want to master, like what they said, just controlling your mental state in the kitchen. Cause like when it's game time, when it's grind time, when it's like 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's when the grind really starts, especially on the weekends or like Christmas or Valentine's Day when it's like really grind. You get, if it's one ticket, you'd be like, ah, yeah, I'll get it. But if it's like, when the ticket comes,
Yeah, it just
when you're
vomits
four
receipts.
exact-
The
and
printer.
of course the waiters, they make mistakes as well, so you have to deal
Yeah,
with that
fuck.
with the waiters as well. Like,
They fuck shit
bro,
up sometimes.
I thought you said with
Uh,
tomatoes. This
exactly.
motherfucker don't have tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? So then
Yeah.
you need to make that, and then you need to rush that
Uh-huh.
order, and then you
Yeah.
you get behind three orders, and then you need to rush it.
Yeah.
So you need to be in that
Fuck
mental
shit.
state when it's like, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
I
How
got
can I plan for this shit? How can I organize this
exactly.
bullshit? This is
So yeah,
that's the
just
thing, right? If
Is it
there's a
usually
fuck
like
up in the order. What?
is it
I'm
usually
sorry.
just like you
exactly.
guys who does your own organization? For example, you're a line cook, and then there's a bunch of tickets that come in. Is it like, okay, this is what I gotta prepare first? All this does your executive chef tell you how to do it, how to organize it, or is it just you and your own flow?
So each
Well,
each cook each cook has his own system. It might be easier for me to put this shit together, but if it's Jay's time or Noel's time, they have their own system as well. So it's
yeah,
really to
that's
each his
true.
own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
true,
like
true. It's very
it's
subjective.
it's kind of complicated because like with working in the kitchen, like for example, you have sections. It's like a band. Like they have
Mm.
to play together to sound good. Like for
It's a
example, if you have
team
a
effort.
band, yeah, like
Nice.
only the drums play. Like it's not going to be the same as all of you working together. It's like
Mm.
it's a team effort kind of thing.
Yeah, and you know your roles. If you're like in this station, you do this shit. Because it's like a tight kitchen is like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah,
Mm.
Um, people have their roles. People know what they have to do, but behind all of that, there is prep. And I guess that's what you could do to prepare for the waves of people going to order. You try to make yourself very organized, and well, for me, I like being organized, and it makes me do things very fast, and it hasn't that hasn't let me down because I mean, I worked as a line cook for a lot for probably 80% of my entire job. I opened a restaurant not even knowing how to manage a restaurant, but that's why, like I told you, I my specialty is in the line.
I
Hmm.
think I think you know um, with the way you guys have basically formed it out for someone like me who hasn't really had that much experience in the kitchen. I'm just a home cook. I like to experiment and all that, and it sounds tough. It sounds tough. It sounds like you need a lot of experience, a lot of patience, a lot of mental fortitude.
Patience,
Yeah, it's
mental fortune. I like that.
it's a whole different level when you're in the kitchen as well. And I like how you guys made it sound scary, but at the same time, it's something that you're still, loving to do, something that you're gearing up for,
sure.
something that no matter how hard it gets, it's still something that you're trying to be good at, something that you're trying to pursue. And I know we could talk like forever on this topic, but I want to have like a last question for all of you guys, which is basically for someone out there who, let's say, wants to get into cooking but is scared to start, or is like they have that particular fear of being a cook, or maybe they just don't want to be labeled just as cooks. And of course, you explained that today in the podcast, that it's not just being cooks; it's a whole nother level. What can you say to those people who are wanting to pursue being in the cooking industry?
Well, for me, I just want to say first, like, if, for example, you, Luge, like you said, you're thinking about it, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think you should be scared about it or discouraged about like all the experiences we're saying, like, and
It's
everything you see
truth.
on TV, like how they try to make it so hard and so hell. Like, yeah, sometimes it is, but that shouldn't stop you, because like if you put it down to simplicity, like all you're doing is cooking food for people. Like it's
Mhm.
it's compared to the thing you think about the thing you said about doctors. They're saving lives. I mean,
Mm.
come on, they're saving lives. You're just cooking food. But the only reason why it's that hectic, or that it's that intense, is because the people that are doing it care about what they're serving to the people. So if you think you want to go for it, go for it. Like it's gonna be hard, but whatever you want to do is gonna be hard anyway. Why not
Mhm.
about food?
If you have a plan to go into it, um, behind it all, it's just teaching you, like what Noel said, is you're cooking food, but at a higher scale, I guess. You cook for a lot of people, so you get organized about it. You plan for it. Not like when you're at home, it's chill. It's you're not cooking for anyone but your fam or for yourself, and it's very lax. But when you serve a lot of people, you need to prepare yourself, because if you want to go to war, you have to train for it.
Gang, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like as in French terms, it's like mise en place, which means to
Everything
prepare
in order.
preparing your shit, your meal prep, your food prep. And it's just a French term, but it basically means just be prepared, because with preparation, you know, you cannot 30 orders will just fly by if you're prepared for it. It's not that hard, but if you rattle, and it just shows how you organize it. And I learned it the hard way. If you rattle in the kitchen, head chefs are like hawks, or eagles watching you, and they will just pounce on you, not for no reason. I mean, they just want the best out of you, and you want the best out of yourself to come out as well. And you know, cooking is hard, but it's enjoyable, and it's something that would challenge you if you like challenges.
Yeah, totally,
I
totally.
agree with that, bro.
Yeah, go for it, Luge.
Yeah, but like if you need like the shit that you see on TV, like for example, Gordon Ramsay just shouting at people, you know what I'm saying? But
It's
in rea-
exaggerated a bit.
in reality, bro, yeah, they do
Yeah, I
shout at
mean,
you.
true.
They
Sorry,
do. They do
I
make
take
you
that
cry.
back. Yeah, I
Yeah,
cried as well.
they do make you cry. But what they don't let you see on TV is that after all the rush, they put you
Hmm.
aside. Hey, you fucked up right here. Come here.
Hmm.
Let me teach you this. And at the same time, you
Truth,
learn. You know what I'm
truth.
saying? An executive chef prepares his soldiers for battle. You know what I'm saying? So, at the same time, you learn, as I said, pressure makes diamonds. If you're not cut out for that shit,
Yeah, feel free.
yeah. And also, leave your ego at the door. Always be ready to learn
Yeah,
new shit.
yeah, true.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
look at this, Luge. Like three of us have never even worked together or like been in the same kitchen together. But the reason why we relate so much is because it's really hard, but it's very
Fulfilling.
rewarding as well.
It is.
Like
Mm.
Especially, when you cook some shit, and then when you put it out, and then you, I don't know with your restaurants or anything, but majority of the restaurants that I work in, I have a little window, and I could see the people in the window, and then when they order that shit that you cook, and then you get that nod, you know what I'm saying, when they taste it, and then they go like, bro.
Yeah, it
You know
feels
what I
good.
mean?
Feels good after all that fucking hard work, and like
Yeah.
the guest would say, "Good job, it was really good," and like the the fatigue, it just goes away, and you feel
Exactly.
fulfilled. It's like, fuck yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
talking
I
about.
mean, one of the main reasons why I thought about food in the first place is because you kind of remember that feeling you have when you eat at restaurants or when you eat good food. Basically, that feeling. So you just want to do the same feeling to a different person. Like you want to give back that feeling.
Exactly, exactly. You want people to love what you're doing as well, and
Well,
um,
at least
basically
appreciate it,
enjoy themselves. Yeah, to appreciate and enjoy this art that we call cooking. So I want to thank you guys, especially Noel and Jay. Thank you so much for coming on
Thank you.
to
Thank you.
our podcast.
Yes.
We learned a lot from today. From
Oh,
today,
thank you.
and I bet everyone who's listening right now, they're salivating. I know everyone
I'm already eating my peanuts.
wants to right now, and even me, you know, encouraging me to try to take up cooking. Man, that's thank you guys for that, because I think that's something that I'm very passionate about, and the advice that you gave at the very end, I think it can help sway a lot of minds towards the art of cooking, or basically the cooking industry. So thank you guys. If you want to shout out anything, Jay, I know you want to shout out your restaurant, man. Go ahead.
Hey guys, this is Jay. Um,
Just the last
Cusinata
seconds
is
of hot ones.
um, where's the camera? Kidding. Anyways, Cusinata is a restaurant designed and made in service of the Ata tribe of Don Salvador. And at the same time, we cook food for you, and we have a nice view of Malatanog Falls. And I invite everyone to visit, because you're not only eating good food, you're also supporting an indigenous tribe. So see you there.
Hey, shout out to that, man. Thank you
Shout
so
out.
much, guys. And as always, to all our listeners, if you like what you're hearing, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, please share our content, whatever,
Please like and give it a
It's
try.
on Facebook and
Give it a try.
Instagram, bro.
Hey, yeah, thank you for that. And with that, we bid you all a good night. This is Familyhood Podcast signing out. Much love, man. Much love.